Good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. This video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research, make your own decisions. All right, guys, welcome back. So this is going to be a Motoko specific video, and I do just want to say something on this really quick. So, guys, for the last few years, I've really kind of just covered whatever I felt like was most important to be covering to highlight the bigger picture of what's going on here. And I tried to lay out the case. I essentially managed the channel kind of like I was a lawyer making the case for why all of this tech was going to continue moving forward. And then later on, trying to make sense of how it was going to come together. And so, for the better part of the channel, it's been focused on that. And I've been happy to do that just as because I feel like it needs to be done because I view what's happening right now as like the biggest world event ever. And I don't think there's anything more important to be discussing. That being said, I am going to be transitioning into the next phase of the channel, which I can't really explain to you what that means because I don't know. And but my content will change moving forward, and I probably will be focused more on certain things that are kind of certain of my own interests. Okay. And yeah, and I don't I can't continue doing things the way that I did in the past. And not that, I mean, I guess technically I could. I just, I want to pursue certain things that kind of, I want to pursue certain things. And as far as for any of like my OG subscribers or anybody who's, just in the last 6 to 8 months, I mean, guys, like I'd love to connect with all of you. And like over time, I plan to, and I've already connected with a lot of you. Um, and so it's like I'm not going anywhere, but my content will change. And like I understand some people aren't going to like that, but I kind of set things up this way to just be able to do whatever I wanted to do. Like I don't make any money doing this. And so, yeah, I mean, that's just probably the best way I could say it. However, that presents opportunities for other people because it's like there's always going to be a need for content that's just more level-headed, reasonable, and focused on the bigger picture and not getting lost in all the day-to-day noise. All right. So, anyways, okay, guys, Motoko Ghost video specifically about the Motoko Ghost NFTs. Just to cover a few important things. Okay, so this is going to be kind of a two-part, well, about two different things, but one and the same. The Motoko Ghost NFT collection, but then also the ultra rares. So first, before I get into just like the collection type stuff, I want to talk about the future of ultra rare sales because I have thought this all the way through um, in every imaginable way. And in my opinion, this is what the future of ultra rare sales is going to look like. Most people who hold Motoko Ghost ultra rares are going to know each other for one, and that creates a very unique situation. When there's only 50 in the world, and most everybody that owns one knows each other. You know what I mean? And I'm in a position where I don't have to sell any of my ultra rares. All of my ultra rares could evaporate overnight, and I still have over 11,000 ICP locked up forever. I'm good just with my neurons. Everything else could go to zero. Okay. So, and I'm going, the two black, the twins, I'm probably taking those to the grave with me. All right. Like in the future, when social media and everything, it's formatted for profile pictures as NFTs. Once we get there across the board, I don't want anybody else having a profile picture that looks like mine. So I'm keeping both of the twins probably forever. That's likely going to be my forever profile picture. Um, yeah. So, and that was still my general mindset like a couple days ago when I changed my profile picture. It was just more so I need to think about what's the best way for me to deal with certain things moving forward. And I need to take into consideration that I have a platform and that comes with certain implications. And so after a relatively short period of time, you know, I looked at this and I said, I think big picture, everybody's going to win here. And I do believe that today. And I do have another video, a Motoko related video, in the next day or two, just talking about the potential for a DAO and why a DAO makes sense. Now, I'm only one person. There are a lot of other important people and stakeholders here, significantly more important than me in the mix. And so, my opinion, my thoughts, what I had to say on it is just what I had to say on it. It doesn't matter any more than anybody else. But I can make a very strong case why there should be a Motoko DAO big picture. And I plan on doing that in a video here pretty soon. There's some other people that I want to connect with and just get their feedback from as well. And whenever I do that, that will just be my general opinion. And again, I don't speak for everybody. So, but okay. Motoko goes to NFTs. The future of ultra rare sales is going to look something like this. We're all probably going to know each other for the most part. And a lot of those people are going to be in a position to where they don't actually need to sell their ultra rare. And the future of ultra rare sales is going to look something like somebody, some wealthy investor, reaches out to some ultra rare holder, wants to buy their ultra rare Motoko Ghost. They aren't willing to sell. They reach out to the other ultra rare Motoko Ghost holders to see if they would be willing to sell. And whoever's willing to sell at the lowest price is probably going to sell. And that trend will likely continue until ultra rares get into the hands of people who don't need to sell and aren't particularly interested in selling. The percentage of people who are quickly ready to turn their ultra rare for, maybe like a 2x or something like that, the percentage of people that are going to be willing to do that over time is going to fall off of a cliff. Right now, people might do that. In a few years, I don't think they're going to be doing that. Because what's going to happen is people are going to do that. And at some point across that life cycle, you're going to sell to somebody who doesn't need to sell it in the future and who's in a position to where even if it goes to zero, they're perfectly fine and they can just hold it forever and or wait until the price point that they want. There's only 50 of these things in the world. I've 100% thought this all the way through. I don't think, and what did I say initially? I said minimally 3 years, minimally 3 years. After 2 months, and I can go back and pull this clip verbatim. After 2 months, you wouldn't even be able to tell whether or not my bet made sense. And so I love my bet sitting here today, especially with the general outlook and a lot of different things happening on Twitter too. And the fact that all the normal selling points for Motoko Ghost NFTs in a general sense, not just ultra rares. First NFT airdrop by Dfinity, Motoko brand, on chain hasn't hit yet, and Dfinity ICP hasn't become the centerpiece for Web3 yet. This is one of the best stories for the future and for potential collectors in the future that I could ever imagine. When you're talking about the ground floor of the new web, this is one of the best stories for collectors and just for historical significance that I could ever imagine. So, yeah, despite any temporary, maybe disagreements or disappointments that some people had, maybe including myself, um, I couldn't be more bullish about Motoko Ghost NFTs in a general sense, but also the ultra rare Motoko Ghost NFTs. That's what's going to happen. Over time, all the ultra rare holders are going to know each other. And that creates a very, very unique situation when it comes to rare collectibles, and there only being 50 in the entire world. It's only 50 in the entire world, and most of these people know each other. And over time, more and more of them are going to be in a position to where they don't need to sell, they don't have to sell, and they won't sell until they get the price point they want. And again, there's only 50 in the world. So I think over the next couple of years, there will be some, people buying and selling their ultra rare Motoko Ghost. But I think in a few years from now, people are going to do that and they're going to sell to people who aren't willing to sell back at a slightly higher price point. The fact that there's only 50 in the world and you combine it with everything else, yeah, I thought this all the way through, in my opinion. Um, and if you are going to make the case for why, and again, there's another aspect here that I explicitly talked about. The bet that I made was a heavily concentrated bet, but it was also a lot of ICP. And there's nowhere in the ICP ecosystem where I could have deployed that amount of capital or that amount of ICP. And so this just made sense for me personally. Not that I think that it makes sense for everybody else. And I tried to advise against that the best that I possibly could. But other people made their own decisions. And in all reality, guys, other people had started buying ultra rares before I ever started. Yes, I might have thrown gas on the fire, or created the fire. I don't know or how you describe it, but there were other people buying ultra rares before I ever started. I think what Theo bought his before I did, right? Um, and I'm pretty sure some others have as well. And Dominic Butcher or Booker, I mean, he had been in the ultra rare space. So had Carrazza and a couple others. And I think it's the bird or the black and red ultra rare ghost, that guy. So there were people that were already in this space before me and buying these things before me. And over time, in my personal opinion, um, over time, I love my bet. I'll put it that way. I absolutely love my bet. And I love it even more knowing that so many ultra rare holders know each other. I'll put it that way. Okay. So big picture, guys. I mean, what KSI changed his profile picture earlier today. You got a lot of people in the Dfinity circles changing their profile pictures to Motoko ghosts. I mean, the game hasn't even started with Motoko Ghost yet. ICP hasn't even become big yet. People don't even understand the concept of being on chain yet. I don't think people understand how early it is here and that there's only 10,000 of these things. And this might be one of the most premier collector's items on the internet. Think about what I'm saying. Really think about this. If ICP is going to be the hub for Web3, if this is going to be like the ground floor, the centerpiece of Web3, do you understand how hot of a collector's item this is going to be in the future? I don't think people do. I really don't. Um, I could even make a much more bullish case than the one I'm making right now, but I mean, you know, um, couldn't be more bullish, guys. And I just want to say that openly. And there will be a couple more Motoko videos coming out, in my personal opinion. Or probably, I do want to make the video just talking about the importance of there being a DAO, why that makes sense. But again, there's other stakeholders and people here that, I'm only one person just giving my opinion. And so, I would greatly appreciate anybody else's feedback. Um, and again, I don't speak for everybody. This is just my thoughts. But yeah, that's all I got. So I just wanted to give a quick update on that, to kind of follow up on my earlier video and some other things that have been happening on Twitter. So that's it. Outside of that, if you need me, send me a message, hit me up. I'm pretty much free from here on out. So let me know. And yeah, that's that. Take care. Not financial advice. Do your own research. Take care. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next video.